This is Ben Meiselas, and this is a MeidasTouch Network breaking news alert. The federal judge in the courthouse where Donald Trump filed a motion yesterday, which was styled as a motion for judicial oversight and additional relief. The judge just responded to that motion and in a paperless order basically did the equivalent of asking Trump and his lawyers, what the heck did you file? Like, what is this document that you brought before me? I'm going to break down the court's order in a moment, but first to remind you, yesterday we did a breaking news alert here on the MeidasTouch Network that really did a detailed analysis of this motion for judicial oversight and additional relief that Donald Trump had filed. He filed it in front of an Article 3 judge, a federal judge. He didn't file it in front of the magistrate judge, Judge Reinhardt, where the search warrant issued from on August 5th, and then it was executed on August 8th at Mar-a-Lago. We talked about on that prior video as well that since the search warrant was executed, Donald Trump filed no documents before Judge Reinhardt, the magistrate judge, in the other case where the search warrant issued. We did a whole deep analysis, and I explained to you, I said, I don't even know what this motion is that Trump is filing, and why wouldn't he file things for the past 2 weeks before Judge Reinhardt? Well, the federal judge seems to agree with the analysis that I gave you yesterday, and this judge, federal judge Eileen M. Cannon, she actually is a Trump appointee. Trump appointed her in 2020, but this is what she said in this most recent paperless order. She said, the court is in receipt of plaintiff's motion for judicial oversight and additional relief. To facilitate appropriate resolution on or before August 26, 2022, plaintiff shall file a supplement to the motion, further elaborating on the following. 1, the asserted basis for the exercise of this court's jurisdiction, whether legal, equitable, anomalous, or both. 2, the framework applicable to the exercise of such jurisdiction. 3, the precise relief sought, including any request for injunctive relief pending resolution of the motion. And 4, the effect, if any, of the proceeding before Magistrate Judge Bruce Reinhardt. And 5, the status of plaintiff's effort to perfect service on defendant. Remember, as I mentioned in the breaking news alert yesterday when Trump filed this motion, it wasn't even clear what he was asking the judge to do. Now, this motion would normally be styled as a motion for an emergency injunction that a lawyer would file on an emergency basis. Right after a search warrant would be executed, a lawyer would go into court the next day and say, Judge, we got an emergency here. I feel my rights have been violated as an American citizen. But Trump didn't do that. He waited 2 weeks and filed this motion for additional relief, judicial oversight. That's a made-up motion that he filed. And the judge wants to basically know, why didn't you file this in front of Judge Reinhardt? How would what I do impact what Judge Reinhardt is doing? And what's the basis for my jurisdiction to even hear this? This seems to be a case that's going before Judge Reinhardt. And if you do want me to exercise jurisdiction, explain to me the legal basis of what you're asking me to do. In other words, as I mentioned at the outset of this video, the judge is basically saying in this order, I don't know what you filed. Now, here's the thing, too, though. I mean, this is a Trump appointee, and many judges would probably have been far less forgiving than this order is. Judges may have just, like, if you're a normal litigant in court and you file some BS like Trump did, a judge would likely just sanction you and say, what the heck did you file? I'm going to set what's called an order to show cause why you shouldn't be sanctioned under Rule 11 or under one of the other local rules for just violating everything and just filing a made-up document before the court. But here, the judge is almost babying Trump's lawyers, if you will, and say, are you asking me for an injunction? And if you are, how would this impact the magistrate judge? Things that should have been in Trump's motion, which wasn't in Trump's motion. And another very, very, very deeply embarrassing thing today to happen in the same federal court is Trump's lawyer's application to simply appear in the case was denied because they filed the document wrong. Like, the lawyers couldn't even file a document that says, I am Trump's lawyer. Like literally, it's like, what do they say with the SATs? That you get a certain amount of points just by putting your name on the document. Here, the motion just to say, I'm here, I'm the lawyer, that got rejected. It's called a pro hoc vice motion for an out-of-state lawyer to show up in Florida or in any other state where they don't normally practice, but that was rejected by the court for violating the local rules. So this is a horrible look for Trump, deeply, deeply embarrassing, but we'll see what happens on August 26th. But I guess you can say par for the course for Trump's swirling of the drain. This has been Mycelis from the MeidasTouch Network. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe right now and support independent media. Hit subscribe.
Hey Meidas Mighty, Emma Silverman here reminding you to make this November Rovember. Check out the new MeidasTouch Rovember t-shirt collection at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com. Hurry up and get your Rovember t-shirt before they sell out. Let's go.